Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bayonetta 1. In the last episode, we ended up coming into Fortuna. Well, not Fortuna. Into Vidgrid, where it's on fire. We end up meeting ourselves a wonderful enemy called Fairness. And now, in this part, we gotta fight two Fairness. Oh, low. These two Fairness are really not that bad. You can actually throw some cars at them, do a little bit of dodging here and there, slash them up a bit, do a bit more dodging. Don't bother using the torture attack, even though I use it here. But, you know, you gotta get some tortures out, because you gotta torture your enemies, you know what I mean? Now, the thing is that, sure, this place is on fire, but what does that really mean in the grand scheme of things? Nothing. Also, what I didn't showcase before when I was fighting the first Fairness is that it has a stun ability, but it only happens when it roars at you. And, of course, it also can block face first, which I'm not gonna lie is probably by far the most annoying technique they can ever do to you. But other than that, though, they don't do anything. And for the most part, I never really play this game on the hard difficulty, so I don't know if these enemies end up having like different move sets going for them. But if they do, then well, there you go. And if they don't, then oh, well, too bad. I mean, I do like the attention to detail that, you know, every single time you can break apart their armor. Mind you, breaking apart their armor kind of causes you to, you know, have to deal with their flame in bodies. And there you just saw the stun roaring attack. Very, very nifty. Just slashing this big boy. I like how I actually finished this off. You guys ever love the whole Roni Kenshin or any samurai technique? I love that. That attack is actually stronger with another particular weapon called the Pillow Talk. The Pillow Talk is basically a glorified ultimate weapon with very high damage output. Now, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but Bayonetta 1 for my copy anyways, I'm not sure what happened to my Wii U, but it seems that the frame rate seems to always dip into 15 or 20. But whatever. Here you're basically just mashing the Y button. There's not really much happening. Anyways, we passed by that bus and kaboom! A bushki! Now we actually entered the volcano. It's actually not the end of the chapter, or else this would be really a long part, and it would be really kind of pointless. Why the hell did I end up ending the part in the last episode? I was like, why did you end the part? It's like you was about to finish the level. I'm like, nah, man. Now, I won't be doing this yet, but back there is a treasure chest that you could get, but I end up not missing it. I just end up really forgetting it, but I end up remembering after I almost exit the area. Here, you can actually avoid these enemies if you want. You can choose to fight them, or you can just choose to run away. Let's just say if you do run away, however, you're not going to really have much of an ability of getting a good score. We do, however, get platinum, pure platinum, so that's always good. Now, I was also talking about, like, Beautiful Joe in the last episode. Now, the thing is that it's similar to Bayonetta in a sense where you have to get pure platinum on everything to even get the actual pure platinum. So, you kind of have to, what's the word? You have to get Rainbow Beautiful on everything. You also, basically, you have to get, you know how you have to get platinum, all 3 platinums on this? Well, it's basically the same thing with Beautiful Joe. You gotta get Beautiful, 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 and then you get Rainbow Beautiful. And, you know, it's a lot of stipulations, and it's really difficult. And I never really gotten it. But here's our first completion of our Moon Pearl. Sadly, I didn't really give a crap about it, because it's a magic meter. I mean, magic it's great, but then again, the magic meter ends up getting a lot better in Bayonetta 2 than it does in 1, because in 1 you don't really get much of any real special ability in it, so there's that. But welcome to the catacombs. You know, Vidgrid is a very strange and mystical place. I really don't like it. Seriously. Having the Legend of Zelda outfit, this makes total sense in terms of the game, because it's like, it just looks like a Legend of Zelda dungeon. You know, like the Death Mountain, just kind of looks like that. Here I am, like, just using the camera to see if I'm missing anything, and I'm not. Here's a portal here, which will be very, very important. An ancient portal. There may be more evidence found in ancient civilization. And let's just cross the bridge, and oh no, the rocks has destroyed the bridge. Whatever should we do? Or whatever shall we do? And always got some angels here, be able to beat the crap out of them, and then, you know, something will happen. You know, because every single time we end up killing enemies, something magical happens. And these magical things are very wonderful. You always want to use your torture attacks on small enemies or large enemies, doesn't really matter. You guys will enjoy one particular torture attack in, with another particular enemy. It's very sexualized, mind you. But anyways, after defeating those enemies, you end up opening the portal here. And welcome to Paradiso, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very heaven-like area. Garden of Light, Paradiso. Well, welcome to the Garden of Light of Paradiso, I should more so say. Don't worry, guys. Now, this is something that it's a bit of a you can find the last piece for your weapon. I'm gonna say this now. This weapon sucks. Like, this weapon totally sucks. It's a whip, and it's really not that good. Certain Let's Player actually went out of his way to use that weapon alone during his playthrough, and I'm not gonna say any names, but holy crap, it really shows you how crappy that weapon is, especially when you're trying to fight bosses with it. Oh my god. Anyways, this is probably what will be everybody's first real trial area, because to be perfectly honest, you're never gonna know to go to the FM, whatever it's called, the dumb light portal place in the first chapter, because the thing is that when you kill those enemies where you got the key, you have to backtrack to find the portal there. After you have killed the enemy where they tell you about the Wicked Weave ability, after you kill them, you have to go back to be able to activate that portal. So yeah, you would not really know to do that, and it's like, it's ridiculous. Now here in this one, you don't have witch time. So what you want to do, you actually want to utilize your torture ability to take out the bigger enemies, and also try to pick up weapons so you can actually use them as well. You will still get the whole slow down dodging animation, but it's not going to go ahead and activate witch time. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you can get that item that I said that nullifies the whole disable witch time and infinite climax difficulty, but here I really shouldn't have used the torture attack, because we're gonna fight ourselves another fairness, which sucks, because I actually thought this was gonna be, I thought these were gonna be the last enemies, and I thought that big enemy was the big threat, but no, the game ends up literally giving you a fairness, and you know, trying to fight fairness without witch time is, well, not really that difficult, because there are even worser enemies. In fact, there are even worser trials in this game that are just horrendously difficult for me to do. And the thing is, you have to do these things to be able to get pure platinum on everything. And to whoever, you know, kudos to people who actually go out of their way to get pure platinum. Now, mind you, you could probably make these pure platinum runs a lot easier once you've gotten every single equipment in the game, because the thing is that with the equipment that you end up obtaining, you have more versatility of abilities. You have all of Bayonetta's moves, all of her dodging moves, all of her transformations. Yes, there are also transformations because she is a witch, and you know, all the utilizing abilities that allows you to be able to up your attack strength and your combos, and also the speed of killing everything. But as of right now, you do not have the means of doing that because you lack abilities, and you could probably say that it's a bit of a cheap thing, and there are some people that probably can get pure platinum on their first playthrough. Kudos to those people. I can't do it. In fact, what sucks is that Bayonetta, you can play a second time. Bayonetta has sort of, well, it does have a new game plus, because you do keep your moves when you keep your save file. Beautiful Joe also has a new game plus, and you know, all those other, like a lot of games that are kind of like the whole ranking system, they expect you to play the game a second time, because I guess the creators knew that you wouldn't be able to actually beat the game. You wouldn't be able to actually get a perfect score on your first playthrough. there are exceptions to that rule. Like, you do technically will have the capabilities of getting perfect in certain places, just not in all. But here's a pendulum or a clock that we could be able to go ahead and get. But if you come over here, you could be able to find yourself another heart piece. But I don't know why they keep insistently saying, hey, you got a broken heart. It's like, yeah, no doubt, we already know what it is. But I guess they have to do that just in case, you know, they know that you have all the hearts. Unlike God of War, they are not in treasure chests. And then again, unlike God of War, they have like 2 different... Every single hack and slash always has like 2 different collectible items that increases either your HP or your magic meter. Like, God of War has the Harpies and Gorgon's Eye. Bayonetta has the Broken Witch Heart and the Magic Pearl. Beautiful Joe does not have that because you basically have to buy the heart piece. Now, here you want to go and actually take the clock in this area, because if you accidentally use it in that area, it will just reset the pedestal, the stone tablet, and you just have to go ahead and flip the switch again and redo all that, and that's a bit of a waste of time. Get it? Because time, because that's what we're doing. We're resetting time. Let's do the time warp again. Well, not really time warp. We're actually resetting time, but you know what I mean. The thing I like about that gimmick is that it actually becomes an actual gimmick in the boss fight later on. So I like that. I like that it's just not just something that they just decided to say, hey, we're gonna just use this once and that's it. Here's another batch of verses of verse 12 that you can actually also avoid. You can literally just run by them, but Bayonetta needs blood. Like, she needs it now. And the infernal gods will not be appreciated if we just let these guys stay alive. I mean, no. We must kill them, and they must die. Now, the thing is, I would really like a Bayonetta 3. But then again, I kind of wonder what you will really be fighting in terms of it, because in Bayonetta 1, you're fighting the angels. In Bayonetta 2, you're going to be fighting such and such people. You guys will know who we're fighting next. I mean, come on, you guys can probably see how obvious it is. But anyways, I don't know what you will be fighting in Bayonetta 3, to be honest. Here you want to jump, because if you let the thing fall, you probably instantly die. Even though I'm shocked they didn't make that into a dickish quick time event. Now in this location, there are going to be streams of snake-like lavas. There's a markings on them, so you know where they're going to pop up. So they're not really going to be like randomly generated lava spewels that just hit you automatically because they feel like it. But they make some weird-ass roaring sound for some reason, which I don't really understand that. Apparently the fire is sentient. Then again, it probably is sentient. I almost got hit there, but luckily enough, the cutscene gave me immunity. Don't expect that from a lot of cutscenes, because cutscenes can still screw you over. There's only one part of Bayonetta that not many people like, and we're not really going to get up to that part no time soon, but it's probably like the worst part of the game. It's basically, it's an escort mission, and it's not really that great, because, well, more so, they utilize it in a trial, which, it's stupid, because, I'm just gonna say this now, it's really dumb. People who are kind of like familiar with, I guess I can make up a Final Fantasy 14 tangent here. Final Fantasy 14, Black Mage ends up getting a move called Ley Lines, where you're basically stationary. Well, not really stationary. You're basically, you get increased casting time when you're in Ley Lines. Think of it as that. You basically have your own set of ley lines, and you have a sigil that you create, and then you technically go about your business. If you leave that ley lines, your spell speed kind of goes bye-bye, and all that other stuff. Bayonetta ends up doing a certain ability that's similar to that, except it's basically an out-of-body experience. We'll be seeing how that is utilized later, but I'm just gonna say this now, it's by far the worst gimmick in the game, and there's a reason why they don't bring it back in Bayonetta 2, because the creators even realized that, wow, this is really dumb. Also, I think there was a treasure chest up there, because it looks like that was an area I could climb up to, but I wasn't really paying much attention to that, so I kind of probably skipped out on something important. If I did, yeah, because if I see the map, it does look, if I see the area, it does look like something I can climb up. Like, I can literally just climb up on this rock. At least I think, I don't know. Now, the thing is, I was looking for the Raven. I found the Raven right here. But anyways, guys, once we collect this Raven, we're actually going to go ahead and actually get to our first boss. Yes, there are actual bosses in Bayonetta. Bayonetta. I mean, to be honest, you guys are probably wondering, it's like, when are we going to get to the first boss? And, like, the thing is, though, is that Bayonetta really takes a long time to get to bosses. And that's for any hack and slash game. But they're not as obnoxious as God of War, where you basically have like the same thing going for it, where you're fighting a bunch of enemies and you have these massive amounts of puzzles. Bayonetta does not have that. Neither did Devil May Cry, at least to my knowledge. But anyway, since I died twice, your ranking system gets cut down in half, and then you end up, your ranking system gets cut down tremendously more when you die than when you use a friggin' item. But anyways, that's actually the end of this episode of Bayonetta. In the next episode, we'll be taking on our first boss, and hopefully it's going to be either a terrible one or it's going to be a good one. I'm not entirely sure since I haven't recorded that part yet. So anyways, guys, I've been CCX, and I'll be catching you guys next time. CCX, over and out.